Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's been a few weeks since I've had a video out, and I've had a series of unfortunate events. So I'm going to take just a minute or two at the beginning of this video just to kind of talk to you about what's going on. It's been a crazy last 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll get metal detecting, I promise. So these last 3 or 4 weeks, I'm very fair complected and I've sunburned my entire life, and I had a bunch of precancerous stuff all over my face, and so I had to go through this treatment called blue light treatment, and it was the blue light of hell, literally like a blowtorch on your skin. But basically they burned my face, and I had to stay indoors, shades drawn for 4 to 5 days, and then I come out of that and I'm presentable somewhat, and I'm like, okay, cool, I get to go outside. Well, that day my kid is late coming home from school, so naturally I'm like, where the hell's my kid? And his phone's dead, of course, and then I get a call from some random phone number saying, hey, your son's been involved in a skateboarding incident. I said, okay, give me the where you're at and all that stuff. So I show up on scene. He's on a stretcher with an IV and everything else. He snapped his leg below his knee. I think it's tibia fibia. The big bone, or there's a big bone and a small bone. Spiral break all the way down, jumped into his ankle, and so he is in a cast from crotch to toes. And as you can imagine, that is nothing but being a nurse, helping him out with every aspect of what he does. And so I've been home doing that. At the same time, that happened in San Diego. In Charleston, South Carolina, my parents were driving and they got hit by a drunk driver. And 6 other cars involved, but they're the first car that the guy collided with, and Dad broke his wrist, and just, they're not spring chickens anymore, so they're pretty badly beat up, but they're able to talk about it, and everything's good as far as that goes. So that's been what's going on with me for the last 3 weeks, and why I haven't had a video out. I don't want to apologize, because life happens, and metal detecting is a hobby that I love. I've done it since the 80s. But I do it when I can, and obviously other things take priority. I also have, a show car that I'm always working on, and I'm just a busy dude. But that kind of just brings you into why it's been so damn long since I've had a video out. Otherwise, I've had a trip planned with my son to come back to Virginia, and then we were going to road trip to Indiana and back to Virginia, and then fly back home, 2-week span. My wife said, you should still go on this trip because I'm meeting with my brothers, and my dad was supposed to come, but he's not now. But I was able to get my son to, on his own power, get up out of bed, into the bathroom, back to bed, and that's what my wife needed before I left, and then that's what he's doing. So I am in Virginia, and I'm heading over to Aaron's house. If you've seen my videos in the past in Virginia, I grew up with Aaron. My dad got him started early as well, back in the 80s, and after he retired from the military, moved out into Civil War heaven. So Northern Virginia, lots and lots of battles in this area, and over the years Aaron has established relationships with landowners out here, and he has, I can honestly say, thousands of acres, at least over 1,000, and miles of properties, personal permissions that we have to detect. We've found some amazing stuff. If you haven't tuned in the past with my Virginia hunts, last trip out I found a Civil War breastplate. I've found Spanish real, lots of large cents, old copper coins. You name it, we found it. I could ramble on everything. Buttons and bullets are typical. We hope for something else, but buttons and bullets are cool. So we're headed to Aaron's right now. I'm not sure which property we're going to be headed to today. I'll talk to him when we get there. But when we get there, sorry for the long ramble, we'll see you on the first dig. Well, we're at a property with 300 acres. Been on this property quite a bit. I'm not sure I've been over to this area of it. I disconnected my headphones because the latency just seemed like they were too slow. They weren't really responding, so I'm running back to the truck to get a different set. But on my way, I've got a 8 to 10 tone, pretty darn deep. So I'm going to get this hole open. I'll be right back to you. It was only about 4 inches deep, and it's just a tiny modern bullet. High teens up to 20-ish. I'll get the hole open. Well, as you can see, we need some rain. It is bone dry. So, this thing's in the plug. The machine said so anyway. Not as deep as I was hoping. fired modern bullet. Alright, we got the Dream Tone. Mid-20s depth of 6 to 8 inches. Not looking forward to digging it in this dry ass ground, but I'm going after it. I'll get the hole open. In the plug, not as deep as I was hoping. And it's a modern bullet. Kind of an odd sound from this angle, but from here it's like pull tab. No, not quite. It was at 14. It's long. In case we have a gun, I doubt it. I'll get the hole open. Well, about a foot deep. That's what I get. Alright, well, as usual, I will turn on the video once I expose something cool. I don't know what that is. Some sort of pipe. Actually, it's got a hex head on it, like it's, I don't know, old spark plug socket or something. Who knows? Well, first, find that we're not sure if it's Civil War. I'm thinking ringtail sharps initially, but Aaron was saying the rifling on it, the marks,
I think it's black powder.
it would be like, yeah, black powder type, which would not be Civil War, but that is definitely different. I don't know. Anybody know? Let us know. We literally have been going. I haven't turned this camera on for like 2 hours. Haven't found anything important, just a bunch of modern bullets. So now we're kind of just going through the woods at this somewhat of a creek. See what we can come up with. It's hot. Alright, I'm struggling going after one here, but Aaron actually just found a rosehead nail, which doesn't seem like much, but that's 1700s, and there was a structure not far from us on the maps back in the day. Nothing you can see remaining, but when you got rosehead nails, that's 1700s, that's something old. So that's cool to find. Lots of trash in this area. Aaron's claiming a button. This ground is so rock hard, it's miserable. So hopefully he gets a button so we have something today. It is hot. We found a little bit of water in that creek and splashed it on us, and it lasted about 3 seconds. Come on, button. 2-piece or flat? Yeah? I'm back to you. It looks to me from here like a dandy button. Holy what? Videoing. That's a dandy with design, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's got...
Is this a bucket lister?
I don't know. It's probably just flowers with my luck.
Which is from rich people. Oh, that's a nice one though.
Finally.
That is an old button.
But you see the flowers? So,
yeah.
I hate to say it, but the GW buttons, they've got all the states going around, very similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's not a GW, but one of the varieties of GW, which of course is the ultimate.
Almost looks like it has a separate design in the center. Or am I seeing things?
I think it's flowers. It's pretty though.
Yeah, it is. That's find of the day next to your rosehead nail. No, that's a great one. Cool. We're claiming another flat button. And that sounds amazing on that Knox. What am I using? The 600. It's reading a solid 18. What's it reading on the 900? 58 to 62. Still in the hole, that's good. I'll come back to you when it's out. Flat button? Man, oh man. Small one. Whoa, what's that? Is that the back or the front?
It's the back. Already on. Like extra rich, I think it is. Look at that shank in there. I think
That's what I'm looking at. Like the shank is hammered in there. And the shank's not the same metal.
no, that's a big shank. It's a good flat button. Extra rich, 18 early 1800s. I think it says, I know it says rich there, but I can't. It's usually extra
Rich, and then like TN, Tennessee maybe?
No, definitely not
Or
Tennessee.
TH? That's super cool. And it's heavy, man.
It's thick. 3.5. Usually they're like 13, 14, 15s.
Uh-huh.
That one's thick.
Alright, we're at a different property. But Aaron just yells out, yeah! So, oh yeah, that's a big one. So, this is going to be a 69 caliber. That thing is awesome. And it looks like it's got ramrod marks too.
Yeah.
Did these ever have like stars in the base or anything from the manufacturers?
I've never found one. I've only found a fired one, never found a...
No kidding.
Yeah, it's the first one I found.
That is a huge bullet. And you said the biggest caliber Civil War that used pretty much...
For rifles, I believe.
For rifles? That is cool. Right on. Well, now that I'm suited up, my turn. My first dig at this property is a square nail, which means there is this old structure in this area. So we'll keep going. Oh, does he have another one? You got a bullet? One sec. Wrapping up this hunt out with Aaron today. This is my trash. In my bag I found a rivet. I don't recall finding a rivet today. This might have been from last trip a few months ago. But that's an old rivet. Still got some material in the middle. Lots of modern bullets, shotgun shells, 3 square nails, a bunch of whatsits, horse tack, and in my special finds box, nothing. That's my day. Aaron. Thanks to Aaron for providing the entertainment today. Started out with this oddball bullet. Anybody have any idea what that is? Please let us know. I don't think it's Civil War era. I think it's afterwards. 69 caliber, and it was pulled. It's got this mark across the top where they rammed something down in the chamber to pull it. So this could have been they call it a picket post, where they used to kind of stand guard around the edges of wherever they may be camping. So this may have been a picket post soldier's bullet, and they'd remove it after each shift. He's got a round ball that was fired. Not Civil War old, but an old buckle. That's horse tack. Rosehead nail, 1700s. Dandy button with floral design, almost kind of like a, what do they call it, sunflower? 1700s probably. And high-end, very wealthy people. Flat button, very thick, very heavy. Says something on the back. Says rich something, and I see rich, and then TH, and then everything's folded over it, so I really don't know. But that is old as well. I think they made flat buttons up to about 1830. So that, Aaron definitely had the best day. But you know what? Last trip, I had an incredible find with the breastplate, so I can't complain. I had a good time. I'm done sweating for the day. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.